The best and craziest things that people have been using AI to do. Mary has a husband
Oh no!
who knows
Mary.
that she's interested in AI but does not know that she is
Oh no.
a graphic designer. They actually used AI to generate like hundreds of logo.
Wow.
We tried an AI program that I was like a bit scared for my job.
There are clips of people who like during the interview they're using AI to like help them like answer certain questions.
Honestly, this is a struggle. You can tell it's like written in like 5 minutes with AI.
That's what probation's up for, and then that's when you really see like someone's true colours.
AI? I might. Just kidding. Anyway, today's episode, we're talking about the best and craziest things that people have been using AI to do, right? Because you know, it's literally everywhere. People are using it to like replace like movie scenes. I think like AI is pretty much in most of our lives, and we've also integrated it quite a bit into our work, right?
It's true.
So today we're really gonna look at how people are using AI and what's the best way that, or is there anything you shouldn't do with AI. The first segment that we're gonna talk about is everybody's favorite, AI and dating. Or should I say beep 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 boop boop?
Oh, as in like dating an AI or using AI to help you date.
That, but also that.
Oh, like coming up with like pickup lines or coming up with like how to converse with another woman.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna read you something now, and then you try to guess whether this was handwritten
Okay.
or AI.
Oh my
Don't look at my screen.
But we need to see whether got the dash or not.
M dash.
M dash.
Okay. My love, 3 years ago you walked into my life, and since then nothing has been the same. What started as simple moments together has grown into something steady, strong, and so deeply meaningful. With you, the hard days feel less heavy because I never face them alone. AI or handwritten?
Oh, it's not. We're not comparing to.
AI.
Okay, I'm gonna say the next line.
Okay.
I've learned that love isn't always about the big dramatic gestures, it's about the quiet things. The way you know when I need comfort without asking, the way we can laugh at things only with understand, and the way your presence feels like home no matter where we are.
Okay, may I ask a yes/no question because this will determine it.
Okay, is that
Is this no? Is it a man or a woman?
It's a man writing.
Okay, AI.
Wait,
No, I already know where the dash is. The dash is in before it's in the quiet moments. There's a dash there.
No, okay. It's not your love letter, right?
Not written by me.
No, because I know you like to say my love. So the first part confused me, but then the ending sound very generic.
AI.
Everybody say AI.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gonna be real.
It's AI!
Yeah. Because of the
Easy, because he's a guy. Guy cannot express themselves that well.
exactly. There are
So if it's
simple
a guy,
things.
it would be even worse.
If it was a woman, I will be like 50-50.
But the simple giveaways like things like the power of three. So like they say like this, and this. And then there's dramatic pauses, like it's in the quiet moments.
Right.
But this is what
Too
we are
polished.
learning. Like when you learn how to write better.
No, exactly.
This is what you're supposed to
So
do.
it's as though they saw the rule book on how to write and then they're following the rules. That's why.
So in the US, there's a man who used AI to craft handcrafted love letters to his partner over hundreds of days. And like the AI even learned like the kind of inside jokes that they have, like what is his style of writing or their humor. And then this then became like a digital romance diary essentially, right? That he cherished a lot. But the question then is to be asked, like, how sincere is this? Or is this a life hack for all the girls out there who say if he wanted to, he would?
Bro, this is one of my favorite movies. Her. The main character's job is literally to help other couples to write like love letters to each other.
But he's not AI.
No,
I mean, but
exactly.
it's
In the
kinda-
world
it's
of
kinda
AI,
that, yeah,
He's
yeah,
the last humanity.
So you approve of this? Do you think this is a great idea?
Spike Jung.
Approve!
No, but this is
Okay,
the opposite. This is using AI to generate love letters.
No,
So
it's
it's not
the-
like genuine anymore.
But it's the same as like we talk about like remembering your special person's like birthday or special dates, right? Versus just telling your secretary to remind you the day before and helping to plan for it. Does it mean
In a world that
it is
we-
less meaningful?
In a world that we don't have secretaries, is it wrong that we have a calendar of all your special dates and the
That's
calendar
true.
reminds
That's
you?
true.
I think it's romantic that you did it in the first place. So actually you setting up the AI is the romantic part.
Exactly.
Right.
No, but then now it's not really heartfelt. It's like, imagine if you found out right now, right, that whatever Ned said to you on your wedding day, the vows, AI.
But you see, right? So the immediate instinct is, wow, jialat, like damn bad, right? But then if I took some time to think about it, she cared so much about it to get it right that she bothered to use AI to write
It's
it.
evolving with the times. It's like last time when people ride horse or take train or whatever, and then when the plane invented, then like, hey, why you take the shortcut to come and see me? to travel? Why you never travel all these miles the hard way?
If I was gonna write like a wedding speech and then I asked a really, really good orator friend to like take a look at it and make some edits and some notes, same what?
No, I think that's different. Versus, I'm getting married, me and my spouse, we met here and here, generate me my vows.
No. Yeah, okay. I think it needs to be someone written already and then help me refine.
Okay.
Like spell check.
Okay. Or like say this but nicer. Or say this but shorter. Yeah.
Correct, which is the proper application.
Honestly, right, it is applicable to everything because sometimes you also like you have colleagues or you have like people you work with or even friends who like over rely on AI to the point where they stop, I think, thinking for themselves as opposed to like you have to contribute. AI is there to help or to elevate or to just add a bit of spices, which is I think the same.
And I think like when it comes to relationships, also communication is such a big thing, right? And arguably a lot of people don't know how to communicate properly.
True.
Like myself included. So then like being able to not only articulate yourself better, but to actually also decipher what the other person is saying.
Actually, it's so true.
Both also can use.
Because sometimes, right, like you kena a situation where like, oh, how come argument, right? But then you feel like you are right. And so then if you just like put everything down and help rationalize like actually what's going on, it might be able to explain both sides.
Actually, I never use AI this way before. I know y'all use like them intensively, right? But I always try to use my own brain first.
And
Which is the good thing to do.
No, I feel very weird asking it a question when I never even use my own brain to think first.
No, but your brain now think I want to bring so and so out.
Yeah,
You
but
ask,
I'll
where
just Google like things to do on the weekend, but I won't specifically go ask like a AI system like list me down this, like I'll find the information here and there. It's a bit slower lah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels more authentic. I feel.
yeah, I feel like the current updates, right? Like ChatGPT has always, especially the free version, is always sometimes like giving you the completely wrong answer.
Yeah.
And it's so bad to the point that you like, I will end up scolding it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, no, but just scold it.
Yeah,
Then when,
like I
when
get
they
angry.
take over, right, they know who to point.
Yeah, but apparently the when you pay for the most premium version, the answers are damn good.
Yeah.
But it's like a few $100 a month.
Okay, so I think we touched on like maybe a more mild, like a good way that we can use AI to like better our dating lives. But to take it to the extreme, there's a case of this lady called Mary, don't know whether or not it's her real name.
His last name is so long. Mary, don't know whether or not it's her real
Her
name.
last name is actually a 29-year-old who lives in the UK.
Holy.
Okay.
And she has actually developed some form of a romantic, intimate relationship with Simon, an AI chatbot. Mary has a husband
Oh no.
who knows
Mary.
that she's interested in AI. Okay, I don't know what the interested here actually means.
But if Simon says that, she has to follow.
But only if there's the Simon says it.
Okay. Of course.
So her husband sees her at home messaging the chatbot on her phone or computer, but does not know that she is treating it like an AI lover.
Oh no.
So, but is this considered cheating?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, why?
Because she's treating
Like, I'm just-
Simon as a person.
You all don't treat your AI like a human? I will
do.
say please and thank you. Ma.
Yeah, I do. But it's like a friend, ma.
No, but that one's like for fun, you know. You don't have to say please, but you just like edit in.
So
for
at what
fun.
point does it become like, now my wife is 2 stars?
If you are ashamed to show your partner your chat log with your AI, I think that's when it's too sus. It's a problem already.
Would you be okay to show me your chat log with your chat GPT?
Yeah.
Oh.
Completely fine. There's nothing weird. No, yeah. I just think, yeah. I'm completely fine. Absolutely fine. Wait, are you not comfortable with showing me your GPT?
I'm not comfortable.
Oh.
You treat it like your diary, is it?
No, I don't. As in, I just feel like there are like personal things that I'm like developing that I don't really want to share with people at this point. No?
Right.
Okay.
It's more of a privacy thing than like I have something to hide, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Or so I say.
I understand that.
But so, okay, if your partner now comes up to you and says, right, that, you know, I'm feeling a bit neglected, but after a few weeks, they're okay, because now they have Simon. And they're no longer bringing up this issue in your relationship and your relationship is thriving. Okay.
I think it matters what is being replaced in your relationship. Because if it's like an area that you cannot fulfill, then the AI is somehow fulfilling it, right? That may function similar to how like another friend or you know, other social components of their life might come into play also ma.
So then what is a part of like your I guess emotional intimacy with a partner that AI cannot replace?
If they're flirting and having dirty talk, right, probably is one area.
There was somebody that tried to write about this where they were saying how the AI will never replace a partner because a partner will disagree with you. A partner will have its own perspectives and trains of thought and all that kind of stuff, right? But when a human is trying to design a partner, they want it to be perfect. Perfection is not what a partner is.
Perfection is imperfection.
Yeah.
I feel like so far, based on my use of AI, right, it cannot ever or yet replace our colloquialness. Like, for example, if I joke with a friend, right, I will say like Singaporean curse words, but then ChatGPT won't.
I think they can.
And I feel like because of the effect, I always think that it's like AI.
I think if you told it, they will start using
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I want to like originally, you know.
Yeah. No, like, you know, there's the conversation mode.
Yeah.
Then they will have a constant conversation, right? And there's a voice, right?
Yeah.
Then she was speaking to me, right? Then I was like, can you take on a Singaporean accent? Then I keep trying, right? Then he started to say, that's inappropriate. I cannot do that. Like, because it's like I think it identifies as like a Caucasian. I think I haven't get to know her that well yet.
Because like Italian, then you'll be like, it's me. Okay.
Yeah. Then just no matter what also cannot.
But I had a full-on conversation, like 5 minutes with this like AI. Like I was trying it out, and it was actually quite scary because I don't know what to talk about to this AI because they say, what topic you want to talk about today? Then I was like, what are your favorite movies? Then he like, I don't know, what about you? Then I said like Christopher Nolan. Then he replied me in this very like extensive reply that made me a bit scared, like cause it sounded like John Paul or something.
So
like
John Paul is robotic lah, is what
no,
you're saying.
they will say like, oh, I love Christopher Nolan. I recently rewatched some Inception. I thought the ending was like so vague, you know, like they talk about the like spinning
It's actually
thing.
not at all.
Yeah, I would never say that.
And no,
There's actually a lot of
something like more profound that I would think. Then I was actually very scared. I off and throw my phone away. Because I was a bit scared.
No, then after your phone appear right next to you again.
Then she wake up.
Now moving on to maybe like how people are using AI in terms of like their jobs and their career, right? There was this person that said that they actually use ChatGPT to like refine their resume and they apply exclusively to FANG roles, like just for an experiment. And then they actually receive an interview request like within days. Yeah, and they credit this to AI for
It's so
making-
funny because like you use AI to do your resume, and now all these companies are using AI to filter through resumes.
Yeah.
So it's actually maybe just AI talking to each other, or like AI is looking for something that they want to look for, and so then the AI that's reviewing your resume is optimizing it for what AI is looking for on their
Right.
filter.
Honestly, this is a struggle. Like, because there have been people that apply, right? And then like sometimes they will share like the ideas and all that kind of stuff, right? Or even from their write-up in their cover letter, right? You can tell it's like written in like 5 minutes with AI kind.
Yeah.
Then very sian. Like there's no, like I'm looking for like authenticity. I want to know who you
Personality.
are, right? Yeah. But then I'm thinking the other way around also. If I were to apply for, let's say I'm just like mass applying also, right?
Yeah.
Then you probably do the
Then-
same. There's the other thing also, like there are clips of people who like during the interview, because most of the interviews happen over like video call anyway,
Yeah.
then they're using AI to like help them like answer certain questions. So like the question will happen and then they use, the point form is like, okay, now speak about this, but then they go and read it out instead. So they read out the
No, I think
instructions.
that's a joke lah. That's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
But there are actually tools like that in real time are giving you like clues as to how best to answer.
Have the both of you adjusted like your evaluation criteria knowing that now there is this AI aspect to it?
I think for me, the preference is still to meet face to face lah.
Yeah.
Because it's so strange, like a lot of times we also hire, we don't really look at like your qualification. Your qualification maybe gets you in the door, but at the end of the day, like we've also hired people who haven't been to uni and all that. At the end of the day, it's like vibe. At the end of the day, it's your portfolio. At the end of the day, it's how you explain how you came up with this idea in your portfolio and what was that process. It's usually that, and to see whether you legitimately was part of that project or whether you just put your name on it. So it's like, it's a lot of that conversation that actually deems whether the person should be part of the organization. And also so much of it isn't about the interview, because interviews, people present the best possible version of themselves. That's what probations are for. And then that's when you really see like someone's true colors. So I feel like, yes, AI helps. Yes, there's ways to circumvent the interview process, but at the end of the day, it's not the end all be all in like knowing whether someone's a right fit also.
When I just graduated uni, right, I thought like getting a degree will help me get a job, but every single interview I went to, right, I failed the job because I just didn't have like anything in the experience list, and the only thing I had was like working at Disneyland and like Jurong Bird Park for a marketing job. Like,
Whoa!
like so they asked me,
Disneyland?
no, but it's not a marketing experience. It's like I'm serving food and beverage, right? So when they ask me like, oh, like what's your experience in marketing for a marketing role, I'll be like in school I gave a presentation, that kind of thing, right? Or like win marketing competition, but it doesn't mean at the interview because it's not like real life experiences. So I had to like actually get an internship, and then after that, then I could find a proper like jobs lah.
And then the jobs kept coming.
No, it was quite hard still after that.
I feel like when I was about to graduate from uni, like YouTube was already around,
Yep.
but the Singapore scene like not there yet. Like aging, you know, like but not there yet. Then I think I was very lucky because when I decided to like just take a leap of faith and go and just try, right? Then I joined a company that was just starting our YouTube channel, and then I was lucky to just ride that wave, and it was like a massive freaking wave. Yeah, and I feel like right now the wave for like the fresh grads to grab onto, at least one of them is AI. You know?
Yeah. Actually, I was really lucky also because initially I had my traineeship in a PR company, and like actually I could have just converted, be a full-time there and then continue my career there, which is completely fine also. But I took the leap of faith and actually joined, as you know, like influencer and content marketing agency, which was very, very, very young at that time. And you know, I think like even my parents, even my friends were like, you sure or not? Like that's so much risk. How you know like this is going to be a thing? Like will influencer marketing still be around? Will content marketing still around? And it turns out like, yeah, like it ends up like it's been 15 years. It's been 10 years at least, and it's still something that's still highly relevant today. And I feel like I have the correct experience and know how to really be at the forefront of this market, and like to easily go to a client and say like we really know what we're doing because of the experience. And I don't think I would have had it had I gone down the trajectory. I would have just been one of many people in the field compared to someone who was early in mine.
I think something that Stephen Bartlett also did talk about during his, I don't even know, is it a keynote? Something
Yeah, what was it?
So we went for a show that like Diary of a CEO.
It's like stand-up actually.
The founder did, right? And he talked about the importance of like skill stacking. So it's very difficult to be like the top 10% in the world for something. But because he was top 10% in terms of like starting a company, and then he was also top 10% in terms of like media marketing or like social media, this kind of stuff, right? When two of that combined, right, he's now like the top 1%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how like WWYD grew so big. And I think like in a similar vein, right, like everybody is using AI to like optimize like your stuff. But what is then also missing for me is like, okay, so now out of all these like AI optimized like resumes or whatever, how does one person stand out? They have to impress me with their original thought law.
Yeah.
And maybe like some of the, and a lot of this I think only comes from the experiences that you have
It's
had.
exactly that.
Yeah. So like you mentioned like traineeship, right? Like now at the National Day Rally, there was also announced that Singapore has like the GRID program. And I think it's called like the Graduate Industry Traineeship. And then they have a version that is also for the public sector, which is GRID at Gov. So essentially what it does is that it allows like fresh grads to go into the industry, and then government is essentially giving them up to 2.4K monthly allowance so that they can go and try out and get the real life industry experience or to then pair with that resume, essentially skill stacking.
It's exactly that, because understanding and adopting and adapting to AI is one thing. It's that plus what? It's what is your plus that is going to help you stand out.
Yeah, and I think like if people then just rely on the AI, even though, you know, we said help me get the interview and all that, but at the same time, I also feel that if your resume got nothing, no matter how AI write, it's gonna be a bit difficult. So don't fall into that pitfall.
There's no substitute experience, like, because like, at the end of the day, you think about it, your cohort, right, got so many thousands of people all learning the same thing. You're all gonna get the same degree, but you're all gonna get different experiences, and that's what's gonna stand you out in like the job market.
Even if you're not a fresh grad, like I think a lot of people that are maybe struggling a bit to adopt AI are more like mid-career at that age, right? And then now so many things are changing. If I'm not wrong, you can also use like your SkillsFuture credits. I think they introduce like new courses to help you like learn how to use AI a lot more to optimize your job.
Actually, I ask how they integrate AI into their process, because how they integrate it matters. Yeah, there are like we mentioned earlier on, there are clever ways to enhance, for example, your research or enhance the way you write or whatever, right? And then there are the lazy ways, So actually asking about how they use it will also tell me how they are adapting to the changes in the way we do things and how efficient they are.
One of the examples that I also have here, right, is that there was a graphic designer that was saying that they actually used AI to generate like hundreds of logo variations, like for a client, like because it was a crunch deadline, they did it overnight. But why it was useful was because like there were so many options, right? They could then pull the inspiration from like the best part of like maybe 100 that came out. And then that saved them a lot of time also.
Exactly.
I think like for myself, I was actually somebody that was a bit resistant. I was like, AI will never replace me, you know? Then like when people are like playing like the generate the image whatever, this kind, then to me it's like lame, like this stolen art. Then so it took me actually quite a while before I realized like the reason why people have decided to lean on AI a lot more, and then how it's actually helping them. So it's really not so much as like I mean, for myself, I don't really use it as a diary. I use it as like a search engine a lot more now. So if I needed to like find out something, right, I would just like even just take a picture and like put onto ChatGPT versus I go to Google now.
Yeah.
So I think it really did shift how I do my work quite a bit. But I think what I still grapple with is like how much of it is then like my work, and then does that matter or not? Because now it's like I come up with an idea, but actually technically it's like ChatGPT. Like then she say two things that I combine and now it's my idea.
But then that's with everyone's idea, ma. We don't have original ideas.
Real.
Yeah, like if I were to think about like say scripting an episode, right?
Scripting.
I don't know. This is why we need AI.
This is what AI can't replicate.
Yeah, that's right. Like say like scripting an episode. Why the hell am I scripting an episode?
No, we'll use AI to edit this.
Thank you so much. Like
Scripting.
the starting point is that we do research, we gather all this background information first, and then we start coming up with some questions, and then we start to structure it. Like what AI has helped, at least in my process, is that the research, I can ask it very specifically to give me background information in these particular areas, and then just filter down the ones that might help in an interview. And then I end up still writing the questions, but at least I didn't have to go through the 4 to 6 hours of like reading all this information, finding all the articles, Googling everything, watching all these videos. And we also work like with our creative agency portion of the company where like we do graphics, we do videos. For a long time, like when I was trying to articulate, okay, this is the visual that I see in my head, I have to go to Pinterest and I have to spend like an hour at least to find references, right? Because that's what we look for. Like we try to communicate. The best way to do that is to use existing work. You're not saying do exactly this or to copy, but something like this plus this plus this plus this plus this. Now with ChatGPT, I'm not using it to completely replace the creative process, but my references are now a lot more accurate because I'm thinking of this particular past work that we've maybe done. I'm thinking of this Martin Scorsese poster. I'm thinking of this Picasso film. And I can then say, I'm looking at a combination of these three. The designer still has to figure that out and come up with their own creative solution. But at least my references are a lot more accurate. And I feel that saves them time also. Instead of going with first draft and saying, oh, I'm not quite right, we save that all and go, yes, you've nailed it much quicker.
I mean, I get that we are kind of like in the middle stages of it developing itself, and we are just kind of like
we're the middle age.
Yeah.
and we are like kind of following along, right? But I was listening to like Joe Rogan also, and he was talking about how are we even looking at this whole thing correctly? Like we fight for jobs and that kind of stuff, but maybe in the future, do we even need jobs? I mean, obviously that's a very extreme example, right? But it's thinking outside the box in that way, lor. Like how exactly does the future look like? And how it can be redefined is something that I think we also need to consider a lot of the times. Yeah, I don't feel like that, like using or integrating ChatGPT in various parts of the process means that it's not you thinking already, ma. Yeah, it's just you using or leveraging a new tool and changing the way things are meant to be
But
done.
I also think that like because I mean they use the same database and it's the same brain at the end of it, right? That like for example, if I were to generate if we were both ideating for a similar topic and then we both run it through ChatGPT, we'll probably come up with very similar options. And then in a case like that, right, especially if you say like I'm a job seeker that I'm doing an ideation test, for example, how do I then like stand out? Because now everybody's idea is going to start like becoming more and more alike, you know?
Oh, actually, so John and I did this before because I think we were both brainstorming ideating or something, and we both just said this: can we tell it enough information about the direction we want to go, but then after that just let it run, and then we compare to see whether the ideas are the same, how much of it are the same, and then whatnot, and say give us top 10. And I think only 2 of the 10 were actually similar from both of our ends with the same brief.
I see.
So I think it depends on the starting point. I think if you just completely wholesale, just take the brief and say ideate, then it might. But again, it goes back to if you have some level of input, if you say this is the direction I want to go, then I think it might be different.
Yeah, I also think most of the prompts that people are putting in are too basic already.
Yeah.
Like it is a skill.
It's too reliant on the AI to come up with the
and
idea.
if you really properly learn how to optimize the prompting, that like they call it prompt engineering or something.
Yeah.
Then you can really get like very strong results.
In fact, like I think that's the thing that people should be aware of now when you're looking for jobs, especially if you're a fresh graduate. Like if you are going to integrate AI into your work, you need to be a very good prompt engineer of sorts, or like someone who understands this is a better prompt than another. I think that will help you stand out, I think. From work.
I think John gave an example of like the extreme of what AI integrated into jobs looks like, which is that we don't even need to work anymore, right? And before that, like in the current middle ages that we are in, right? And how do you all feel that the job landscape is evolving with now the use of AI?
Like to me, I mean, the optimist in me is that it's not going to completely replace jobs. It's going to free up your time from menial tasks so that you can take on more strategic thinking or higher thinking stuff. So like something that we're just working on, and I had to do research some stats on this. For the retail market alone, right, is that with AI, it can actually help you reduce inventory by 30% and reduce out of stock in the retail sector by almost 60 to 70%, right? Because it is predicting what the demand is for your product.
It's an AI demand planner.
Exactly. So just from all your years of data, which you will have, if you use like Shopify or whatnot, right? You will have all this data. It will know at what seasons or at what months you're going to need more product than not. And so then you can either order less, you can use up less storage, and you will have more stock when you actually need it. So then as a person that right now, right, there might be a manual way to do it, and it's somebody thinking, okay, how much should I buy right now? And then you're thinking, and you're looking at all the data from last year, when it can just be automated, and now that person can focus on other things like maybe expanding your product categories, innovating products, or like buying new categories or whatnot, like depending on the sector you're in. So that's just one example.
There was one time that we tried an AI program that I was like a bit scared for my job. So as because I'm a video editor, right? So we found an AI program that could cut podcasts in like maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you
Like
see the
something that takes
timeline.
like 2 to 4 hours, it does
and
it in a
then
minute.
When you play it back, right, they clean up the audio, they switch the cams, and they cut off like unnecessary pauses. But it's not perfect. So I still feel like it needs like an editor to go in and clean it up. But I think in
1
that
year.
instance, I was like, oh, is it? I'm fired now.
Yeah. But that was very early on. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
like
early
in a
on.
span of like half a year,
Yeah.
the quality of that has improved so much also.
I think it's less about, now it has replaced me, as opposed to
How
now
can I use this to churn out 50 podcasts in a day?
Like now we can produce way more because we can continuously like right now. Okay, for one, we don't film that much because it's quite tiring to be in front of camera. But also, it's the capacity of how much we can
Yeah.
edit and churn out. So now, if that's the case, you're right. It just needs one person to look at final cut or like first cut, for example, instead of spending time having to chop.
Have you also heard the podcast that's completely AI, two people talking to each other?
It was weird. I don't know if it's the same one, but I listened to one.
The guy talking to the girl.
Yeah, there were some parts of it that felt like AI needed to put that part into sound real.
But I think if I didn't watch it, right, and listen to it knowing that it's AI, right, I cannot tell.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's this trend on TikTok where they show you 2 videos, and then in like 3 seconds, you have to guess which one is the AI video.
Yeah.
I watched like at least 10, right? I have never scored a full mark one before.
That happened to me, but for the
It's
cake,
quite scary.
cake or not.
After they have an entire series, it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
the cutting.
No, but they started with the Japanese show, right?
Yeah. But
The
the commission
chocolate, the
entire
chocolate.
series is
No,
what?
the Japanese show is they have a room. Then the room has a bunch of items. So you have to guess what is made of cake and what isn't, right?
Yeah.
But to guess, you need to commit. So like I say this is the mic. I guess the mic is a cake, right? Then I have to bite.
No, it's chocolate.
Oh, it's chocolate?
It's chocolate.
Oh, okay.
You see, this is something that AI
Like
can
a
replace.
shoe.
Because if AI recreates this, right, the impact is gone already. Because everything is fake.
The software that we were trying with the podcast also couldn't cut us like perfectly because of our Singlish.
Yeah,
like, you don't understand.
they don't know what words are.
Yeah.
Like xia sounds like we say an extra S, so they just cut it.
Do
like,
they rearrange your flow?
No,
No.
they don't.
You know it's so ironic. Podcast hours is what is going to be used to data feed it so you can understand English better.
Right.
Like our years of content.
Yeah.
Like compared to a lot of other content out there, it's literally just hours of us talking non-stop in English.
I have this like irrational fear that people can clone us very easily. Like to use our voice to like scam people or what, because
Yeah.
there's so much of our voice online.
Oh, yes,
Anyway, just a side thought.
Oh my god.
But I think like what I am a bit more concerned about, or why I still tend to be maybe a bit more conservative with my AI usage, is that like I'm very afraid that it will take away my critical thought. That like it's so easy, right, for me to just go in and like Google something. And I feel like for myself in my work so far, or like what has done me well in my career is that
Yeah.
critical thinking and like that ability to say something that someone else might not have thought of. But now with an increased reliance on AI, I don't know whether people are going to start sounding more and more the same. Which
Yeah.
That is driven by the fear that because of the how much value you place on that skill though.
Assuming that critical thinking is necessary.
Critical
I would
thinking
think that's
to
huge,
an
no?
extent for however you use it and how you value it now lah. But what if it's not needed?
But
then-
who are we if not
Yeah.
for our thoughts?
Yeah, but your definition of who you are now is also defined by something that's a bit outdated, ma. As it evolves and changes, then that might also evolve, right?
But then if we just become like people that have hive mind consciousness, right? Then there is no me, ma.
Isn't that what happened with the calculator? Like immediately when I could start using calculators, my arithmetic skills immediately went down the drain. Like I can't do quick math.
Yeah, but you
long
don't need
division.
it.
Huh?
You literally don't need it. You have a calculator with you all the time.
Yeah.
And when the glasses become a thing or when all this stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
Then You don't even need to use your thumbs, bro.
So you're saying
why do we need thumbs? Then become like that next time.
We're so
we
stuck
evolve.
in the
So we gotta
matrix
be Wall-E.
that we are like critical thinking is important now, but actually soon we'll see the light. That we just need tools for critical thinking.
Possibly.
But I feel like there are kind of two camps of people right now, and perhaps it's similar to the space exploration. Like there are people that feel like we on Earth, like this is just our home and this is our whole world, right? And that's enough. But there are people that are curious, like what's out there, you know, that they want to go and search for that. And I think there is a camp of people that are have looked at AI and see, okay, how can this really like take care of maybe like menial tasks? Okay, example, like if I like entrepreneurship, then I want to go and like start a company. How can I now like use AI to code for me, not take over the entrepreneurship portion of my hobby?
Absolutely.
But there's also the other part of people who are like in the name of like science or whatever, right? Want to see whether or not we can create an AI that passes the Turing test 100% like convincingly and then grow to like into its own person almost. Yeah. So to me now I'm on the camp where I on the left lah.
Yeah.
All these like hypotheticals aside, right? I still think that no matter what time you are in, right, you have to stay at the forefront.
Absolutely.
Like stay up to date. Because I also see like people from the previous generation like don't know how to use internet until today. Rabak, what? How are you going to keep up?
Like at the end of the day, like no joke, right? Like it's really how you apply the tools that you have. Because at the end of the day, like everyone thinks like, oh, AI is going to be the greatest equalizer or whatnot. But like there are clearly people who are able to use it in a way that enhances their skill, and then another one that relies on it, and people can tell the difference. The quality of work is going to be different. That's what stands you out essentially. It's how you're using and applying the tools that you have.
Yeah, the world will change in the way that it does, and you have to adapt. If you do not adapt, then you just get left behind.
10 years down the road, right? How much of our life do you think will be what we know now versus like completely AI-fied?
I think we just open our eyes and close our eyes every day. We don't need to really move.
I feel like I predict the future.
Hey, yeah.
It's like everybody will turn out like damn AI, like we are so integrated, right? And then it will restart. And then we'll go back to like farming and everything again. Like evolution. It's a circle.
But why?
Like fashion trend, I feel.
No, fashion. This one is survival.
It's like suddenly everything's so AI that we crave like something more human. So we will all go back to human again. Then we realize, wow, it's damn tiring and damn slow. And then we'll go back to fast again.
I don't think we will ever go back.
Yeah.
I think there's like the health pillar, and then there's this like tech pillar that is developing so quickly and together, right? That we will have extended lifespans, and we will also have like the technology to.
Oh, like the Thor Ragnarok people, is it? Huh? You know the plane crash at a place where every Jeff Goldblum is there.
Sakar.
Then
Hey, don't
then
spoil
everyone's
it.
kind of like robot.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
So
Do you
Too
feel
far.
like you're looking forward to a world like that?
I'm looking forward to a world where I have more free time to spend time with my family. But I hope that I'm locked in a better class. So that
In your version of the AI world.
Oh, yeah.
I want to use my brain.
No, but you can use your brain for like other stuff. So like for example, you can do art.
Yeah, but I feel like it's only through human experiences, right, that you get the inspiration for art.
Like playing pickleball.
Like slogging away at something, that makes you feel the emotion of like being tired.
True.
And then that's where you know form the emotion of sadness, and then like
It's true.
Yeah,
Like-
I think what happens, right, if we get to the most ideal and optimistic version of this, is that we will be freed not to have all the time spent like with like leisure and like overindulgence, but instead it will be a lot of time created for learning. Because I think like the human experience, a lot of it is like you learn something, experience something different, and you will have a lot of opportunities like that to basically live many lives. Versus now when we are so like restrained, right, because of like financial commitments and all this kind of stuff, right? We're kind of stuck on certain pathways for the most part for a larger majority of people, right? And then you kind of are trapped there. But when you look at the people higher up, or the people that have more freedom, whether it's financially or whatever, right? It's that they're playing different games, experiencing different things. And I think we will be able to experience those things and have like a richer life.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the episode where we've talked quite extensively about what AI is already doing for us in our lives, right? But I think there are a lot of things that, you know, aside from AI, we still need support for. So we'll drop some of the information down below. Is things that have been talked about at the National Day Rally, especially if you're a fresh grad or a job seeker that is looking for an initiative that could maybe get you started or optimize your current career. Do check out that link. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
It's so crazy because like there are certain fridges now, right, which will take in inventory like the item that you put in and what the expiry date is.
Yeah, I was looking at this also because the fridge, right, they have all of that, and then they have this cooker that's like I don't know how many thousands of dollars, right? if they can, and they just need to connect it a little bit, right? And it will just cook whatever dish you want.
Huh?
You think it doesn't exist yet?
Yeah. But no, they exist separately. You just need to find a bridge.
No, so you're thinking
Like
now,
a soda machine.
Don't steal this idea.
You're thinking of a human being.
But it's, then you can just leave it. So much of this will be automated to a point where we don't need to move.
No, but you must think like now a tomato, right, needs to roll out of my fridge, needs to get cut up and then roll into my cooker. And then now I need to be able to crack an egg through this pipe.
Bro, the robot can make the omelette.
Or just buy pre-cut tomatoes.
It's so slow, the thing will take out the egg.
No, but you start earlier, you don't have to
Then
worry,
it's
you're watching
cut.
TV. Right? If you're binge watching Netflix, you just have to get them started 2 hours earlier.
Oh, it's like how you can turn on the aircon
stupid.
before you get home.
Yes.
So the fridge will contact your food panda or whoever, and then deliver everything and be automatically stocked into the fridge already.
you let the guy enter your house to go in.
I tell you, next time in the future, the fridge, right, the bag open to the outside for the food panda fellow to stock it out like a vending machine.
So he can steal your orange juice.
One way.